Hi there. Thanks for taking some time to hear about Mind Management 101, the prerequisite to live with less stress, anxiety, exhaustion, and burnout, and more balance and happiness. It's a program for people who want enhanced performance and energy, improved wellness, and healthier relationships. It's a game-changing system to achieve personal and professional goals without having to sacrifice health and wellness. Mind Management 101 is a mental fitness program. So what's that? Well, mental fitness helps us to thrive even when life gets challenging. Whereas physical fitness strengthens the muscles in our bodies, mental fitness strengthens the muscles in our minds. Why mental fitness? We are amazing machines with lots of moving parts that drive our health and wellness. If one part is stuck, it's really hard for the others to do their thing. You can do anything that you set your mind to, and mental fitness is the key to setting your mind. Whether you're working on improving your sleep, your nutrition, your movement, or your stress management, or even connection and relationships with others, mental fitness can help you reach all of those health and wellness goals. By definition, it's your capacity to respond to life's challenges with positive rather than negative mindset. Well, what does that do for us? Well, it helps us achieve peak performance, peace of mind and wellness, and healthy relationships. And it's not just about thinking positive. There's so much in life that we can't control. Mental fitness is about preventing our thoughts from controlling us. It makes peace of mind possible in any circumstance. What's more valuable than peace of mind? It improves our performance by changing how we show up. If you manage your mind, and you are capable of doing more using less energy. It guides us to make better choices by improving our awareness of the thoughts that prevent us from moving forward. You know, when you have that stuck feeling. It enhances our relationships by increasing our understanding of the thoughts behind the actions of others. What if you had a better idea of what the other person was thinking during a conversation or even an argument? As a board-certified health and wellness coach, why do I focus so much on mental fitness? Well, research shows that having a positive mindset can improve health and longevity, enhance immune system function, lower levels of stress-related hormones, lower blood pressure, lessen pain, improve sleep, and reduce the likelihood of chronic disease. The mental fitness program that I facilitate was created by Shirzad Chamine and Positive Intelligence. It's a unique framework comprised of original and existing research across neuroscience, positive psychology, cognitive behavioral psychology, and performance science. It consolidates the best research into a system that is simple to understand and put to use in real life. So where's the evidence that mental fitness works? Well, research includes results from over 500,000 participants from 50 countries, hundreds of CEOs and their executive teams, Stanford students, world-class athletes, and it's all summarized in the book, Positive Intelligence. Positive intelligence, how does it fit into concepts we're already familiar with? Well, there's our IQ, a measure of our ability to reason and solve problems. And you're probably familiar with EQ, a measure of your ability to perceive, control, and evaluate emotions. PQ, or the positive intelligence quotient, is a measure of the control you have over your mind to respond to challenges with a positive mindset. It's how well your mind acts in your best interest. And you'll see that it doesn't always do this. The key to making this work possible is factor analysis. It gets to the root of what's really important. It allows for a radical simplification of a process. For example, at the root of thousands of colors are only 3 factors. Red, blue, and yellow are the only colors that a painter needs to create a masterpiece. So the results of factor analysis research show that there are only 3 muscles that help you handle challenges with a positive mindset: saboteur interceptor, self-command, and SAGE. Remember, mental fitness is our capacity to respond to challenges with a positive versus a negative mindset. The factor analysis has identified 10 possible saboteurs that generate your negative emotions, and 5 SAGE powers to promote positive emotions. So there's a bit of a war going on in our brains. How do we intercept the saboteurs inside our heads and prevent them from lying to us and creating negative emotions? Well, the first step is knowing what to look for. The judge is the master saboteur. It's the only saboteur that every human alive has to some extent or another. I have it, you have it, your spouse, your friends, your family. And the judge has 3 modalities. The first one you're probably familiar with, the judge of self, or your inner critic. It's often berating you for past imperfections and future failures and has you feeling self-doubt, guilt, shame, stress, and deflation. The second mode is the one that finds what's wrong with others. Now, even though you're judging others, there's also an impact on your own emotions. You may be feeling frustration, distrust, disappointment, and resentment. The third mode is pointing out what's wrong with your circumstances, convincing you that you can't be happy because of them. All 3 are harmful to you and cause most of our unhappiness and stress. Now, the judge has accomplices, and if you take a look at their names, you might already be identifying with at least some of them in yourself and others. They're getting in the way of your performance, wellness, and relationships. Don't feel bad about it. We all have some of them. So we all have the judge, but there's an online assessment to help you identify your accomplice saboteurs. It takes about 5 minutes, and it can be found at positiveintelligence.com. Here's an example of the results that you get. And you can see that James here, his top 2 accomplices are the controller and the avoider. You also get a description of each saboteur so that you become aware of them and intercept them. It's almost like having a wanted poster for each. You will learn the thoughts, characteristics, and feelings that give them away. The more you recognize the lies of the saboteurs, the quicker you can catch them and not trust their advice. At a very simplified level, it's like we have 2 separate brains that are wired very differently. Our saboteurs live in the left brain, otherwise known as the survival brain, and the SAGE lives in our right brain, otherwise known as the thriving brain. So saboteurs might help us generate success in life, but not always happiness. On the flip side, your SAGE generates your highest success and sustained happiness. The saboteurs try to motivate you through negative emotions like fear, stress, anger, guilt, shame, insecurity. It's very likely your saboteurs have been running the show by pushing you through life. On the other hand, your SAGE motivates you through positive emotions: empathy, curiosity, creativity, passion, and purpose. These are the emotions that pull you through life versus the push of the saboteurs. So a very important question that comes up is, are negative emotions good for you? If you think about that, a related question is pain good for you? I'd say yes. If you put your hand on a hot stove, pain tells you to remove your hand before you're burned down to the bone. So it's helpful. But the real question is, for how long? It's really only long enough to get the message and take action. And the same applies for mental fitness. You need to feel fear, anger, stress, guilt. If you didn't, you would just keep doing the same thing you were doing and possibly expose yourself to failure or even danger. But you only need to feel it for a very short time to be aware and take action. That's the value of the negative emotion. It's so that you wake up for something that needs your attention. Kind of makes sense if you think about it. I mean, what's the value in staying in that negative emotion? Negative emotions are a signal, only helpful as an alert. You can intercept or discredit the thought that is giving you the negative emotion. Staying in negative emotions hurts our ability to see clearly and respond with empathy, curiosity, creativity, or laser-focused action. Every time you are able to associate your negative emotions with saboteur thoughts and intercept them, you're building your mental muscle, your ability to shift your mental energy to the part of your brain that will serve you best. We only have so much mental energy. Why not channel it wisely? Let's talk about the powerful self-command muscle. The truth is, we aren't always in command of our own minds. If we were always in command, would you command yourself to wake up in the middle of the night worrying about what might happen tomorrow? Things that you can't control, things that have happened in the past and can't be changed? If you were in command, you would never choose to feel stress and negativity. Too often, our minds are running the show through our saboteurs. The muscle of self-command allows you to observe yourself in saboteur and command your mind to shift to sage. PQ reps are how we build self-command, how we develop the ability to control our minds. Just like in the gym, you would lift a weight to build your biceps, PQ reps build your mental muscles. There are all variations of PQ reps. Basically, it's anything that focuses your attention on your senses, primarily what you're feeling, seeing, and hearing. One version is rubbing two fingers against each other with such tension that you can feel the fingertip ridges on both fingers. Seems a little silly at first, right? But even 10 seconds can ever so slightly quiet the region of your brain where the saboteurs live and activate the area where your sage lives. And an MRI would actually show this. So PQ reps are actually at the root of mindfulness and meditation. Remember, PQ is based on factor analysis, boiling down complex ideas into their simplest form. Now, the benefits of mindfulness and meditation have been scientifically proven, but most people don't practice either of them. Now, maybe you have a mindfulness practice, and if you do, sprinkling PQ reps throughout the day has additional unique benefits. Or maybe you think mindfulness is a bunch of BS, or you don't have time for it. I get it. And one of the reasons that I love this program so much is that PQ reps are much more practical. You can do them anytime, anywhere, and in a very short amount of time. So that leads us to the sage. We've already seen how the sage compares to the saboteurs and how self-command can activate the sage, but we're going to get a little bit of a deeper understanding of the sage now. The sage lives in the region of the brain associated with positive emotions, peace and calm, clear-headed focus, creativity, the big picture. It operates from the sage perspective that every outcome or circumstance can be turned into a gift and opportunity. Your saboteurs might be telling you right now how crazy this is. I won't take the time to tell it here, but I encourage you to Google stallion story for a great example of this perspective. The sage perspective is love for life itself. It's believing and trusting life in the whole. Imagine you could truly embrace and believe this perspective. If every circumstance could be turned into a gift and opportunity, why would you ever feel stressed? Now, maybe you already have this spiritual belief that everything happens for a reason. If not, gaining this perspective is not something that you just tick off your to-do list. Yep, sage perspective, got it. This is something that you aspire to and use to guide you in getting through challenging times. In any circumstance, you can ask yourself, which perspective is true? The saboteur will tell you this is bad. The sage will tell you this is a gift. The answer is whichever you believe becomes true. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you look for and believe that there can be a gift and opportunity, you have an amazing tool to conserve your mental energy, reduce stress, and improve your health happiness, and performance. Let's review how it all comes together. Life is challenging. We need an operating system. Step one, if you're feeling negative emotions, stop. You're in saboteur mode. It doesn't matter what's going on. Getting stuck in that emotion is not helping you. 2, do some PQ reps to quiet the saboteurs, activate the sage. This literally shifts the neural pathways in your brain. Assume the sage perspective that every problem can be converted into a gift and opportunity. Generate the gift by using the sage powers like empathy, curiosity, creativity, and calm, clear-headed action. Let me give you a simple example. Let's say you screw up and you forget to perform an important task. You feel pretty crappy about yourself. Okay, that's the alarm. Stop. Negative emotions are signaling that your saboteurs are in control. Do some PQ reps. Take a couple of minutes to focus on the feeling of your breath or the weight of your body in your chair or on your feet. Maybe try rubbing 2 fingers together with attention to the sensations that you're feeling. You are activating your sage. The sage perspective looks for the gift. The simplest gift is the gift of knowledge. What can you learn from this mistake to avoid it in the future? When you are in sage, you come up with a better solution than you can by beating yourself up about your mistakes, staying in saboteur mode. Through empathy for yourself, you can examine the situation with blameless discernment. You can clearly see the facts instead of getting stuck in those crappy emotions. Maybe you learn that the task needs to be done at a different time of the day in the future, or that you need to set a reminder for yourself. So, the question, is it really possible to just shift from saboteur to sage response even in tough challenges? Yes, but the speed and the depth of the shift depends on mental muscle strength. And it also depends on the weight of the situation. It takes a while to build up a system that can handle the big stuff. But the impact of putting this into place when it comes to the small stuff has a snowball effect. It adds up and it has a noticeable impact on your performance, energy, wellness, and relationships. Imagine yourself able to remain calm, clear-headed, stress-free, and positive, even in the midst of handling work and life's greatest challenges. What becomes possible for you in achievement and peace of mind and wellness and in your relationships? Let's take a look at what mental fitness has done for other participants. What if you had the ability to use your mental and emotional energy 90% more effectively than you do now? Or if you could increase your happiness by 85%? Or have an 82% increase in improved relationships? Those are some pretty impressive statistics. Now, insight is the foundation of lasting positive change, but without putting that insight into practice, actually sustaining change is really hard. So it's 20% insight, 80% practice, or in this case, building mental muscle. Think about it. How many times have you done a workshop or read a book on personal development and got really excited about the insight you gained? And then a few months, maybe a few weeks later, you're not nearly as excited about what you learned. To build the muscle to break through years of old patterns of thinking, you need an initial intensive practice of these concepts. Research shows you need to do a minimum practice of 15 minutes a day for 6 to 8 weeks to build new neural pathways to be able to shift from saboteur to sage. It's tough to do on your own. Saboteurs will convince you that you don't have time, it's not working, or whatever other lies they come up with. Mind Management 101 has been designed to provide you with incredible insights into how your saboteurs have been messing with you and support you in the practice you need to install this operating system into your life so that it ultimately becomes second nature. It's a 9-week program and it has 2 separate components. First, there's learning through positive intelligence. Even though the program's only 9 weeks long, you're actually going to get a year-long subscription to the PQ app, which has 6 weeks of unique daily content, and then a PQ Gym membership that you can use to maintain your mental muscles beyond the 9-week program. 7 one-hour weekly video PQ lessons recorded by Shirzad, and both the PDF and audio versions of the Positive Intelligence book. In addition, there is group and private coaching and facilitation by me. We'll have 8 one-hour weekly live group coaching sessions with a maximum of 5 participants that will create what we call a pod. Plus 2 private one-on-one coaching sessions, one at the beginning of the program and one at the end of the program, so we can strategize how you're going to take this insight and practice and use it in your life going forward. You'll have support from me throughout the program, not just during our sessions, but in between sessions. You'll have insight, intense practice, and community connection as part of this program. Here's some of what past participants have said. I don't feel as overwhelmed as before, and I'm judging myself less. I just want to say that I'm inspired by our pod's posts and grateful for Coach Lisa's support. You can learn how you're holding yourself back in ways you never realized. This program works to retrain your brain, build your resilience. It is a very well-organized, structured program backed by science that I would highly recommend. I've also had many participants tell me that their friends and family have noticed positive shifts in their mood and behavior throughout the program. So there's also a ripple effect to this work. It can be contagious. So what's next? If you want less stress and exhaustion, better performance, energy, wellness, and relationships, let's continue this conversation. Schedule your free Saboteur discovery session. Take the Saboteur assessment at positiveintelligence.com and email me the results. Book a 30-minute chat on my calendar and we'll discuss your assessment results, and I'll guide you through deciding if Mind Management 101 is right for you. I'm looking forward to discovering if we're a good fit to do this work together. Thanks for watching. Be well, and please reach out with any questions. Take care.